Hello dear viewers, welcome to this latest edition of the news in English on Rwanda Television. My name is Sarah Shanhore. We'll begin with the headlines. More alcoholic beverage manufacturing facilities have been ordered to close by the Rwanda FDA. The African Academy for Women in Political Leadership has been launched here in Kigali. And on the international scene, nearly 900 companies from around the world gathered in Shanghai for China Joy 2026. Now let's move on straight to the details. Thank you again for taking the time to join us. A second list of alcoholic beverage manufacturing facilities ordered to close has been released by the Rwanda FDA, with their operating licenses being revoked. The institution has stressed that further regulatory actions will continue as enforcement progresses. An immediate nationwide removal of all related advertising materials for the affected companies is now in effect. Residents across the city of Kigali, and indeed the entire country, have welcomed the decision to shut down such operations because of the dangers their products pose to human health. And Nora Gladys with the details.
29-year-old Uwera Solange says consuming illicit alcohol had devastating consequences on her life. She says the addiction severely affected her health and family life, particularly after giving birth to her 3 children. She's among those currently receiving rehabilitation services at a recovery center, where they are being helped to overcome addiction and recover from the effects of consuming these unsafe alcoholic beverages. The consequences were devastating. I became separated from my family, hurt my parents, and lost the happiness of being with my children. Addiction led me into destructive behavior. I felt like I was slowly destroying my own life. Today, I'm doing much better. I'm a grateful mother, and I thank God for giving me another chance to reunite with my family. Because of the serious health risks posed by these substandard alcoholic drinks, the factories producing them were shut down on Sunday. Beginning Monday morning, authorities launched an operation to remove the products from the shops and other points of sale to prevent them from reaching consumers. The move has been widely welcomed by residents. The Rwanda FDA says the confiscated alcoholic beverages and other substandard drinks will be collected and stored before being returned to the manufacturers. The agency says investigations will also be conducted to determine how the products were manufactured illegally and to hold those responsible accountable. Mental health specialist Aimé Josiane Umulisa says consuming substandard alcohol can have severe and long-term lasting physical and psychological effects. Some people arrive here already taking medication for serious conditions. Others are being treated for liver disease, while some suffer from kidney or stomach complications. Although we do not prescribe medication at our center, we refer them to hospitals where they receive the necessary treatment. Our main focus is mental health because alcohol and substance abuse often lead to conditions such as trauma, severe depression, chronic anxiety, and in some cases hallucinations, where people see things that do not exist because their mental health has been seriously affected. Minister of Health Dr. Sabin Nsanzimana has also stressed that these illicit alcohol beverages must be completely eliminated to protect public health.
These acts are criminal, which is why investigative authorities are involved. Some individuals deliberately sell these products to the public after mixing dangerous substances and disguising them with different names and flavors. Evidence has been documented, and investigations have shown that some producers are operating far outside the scope of what they were licensed to do. While a few licensed manufacturers are involved, others have no authorization at all and were operating illegal factories in residential neighborhoods.
So far, more than 90 factories producing substandard alcoholic beverages have been shut down across the country. The Ministry of Health reports that since the beginning of this year, health facilities nationwide have treated more than 500 people suffering from complications caused by substandard alcohol and other unsafe beverages. Among them, about 50 people have died, while around 100 have lost their sight. Nationwide, an estimated 11,000 people are currently living with alcohol addiction.
The African Academy for Women in Political Leadership has been launched here in Kigali. It is a Pan-African initiative aimed at equipping women serving in political leadership with the knowledge and skills needed to lead effectively and with excellence. Adams Kwizera with the details.
The Academy will offer a 4-week training program focused on effective political leadership and governance, with a particular emphasis on empowering women leaders. Catherine Samba Panza, former president of the Central African Republic, said that beyond providing knowledge and practical skills, the Academy will enable women already serving in leadership positions to better understand the Africa's political vision and contribute to building strong and resilient governance institutions.
The future of our continent is based as much on those who currently assume higher responsibilities than on those who are training, engaging and preparing to take the relay. African history bears witness to the strength of women's leadership. In times of crisis as well as in times of reconstruction, they protected social cohesion, defended democracy, brought parties into conflict, and contributed to rebuilding fragilized institutions.
Sahle-Work Zewde, who served as president of Ethiopia from 2018 to 2024, also emphasized the importance of the academy, noting that it will not only prepare women for leadership positions, but also equip them with the capacity to address the political and security challenges facing the African continent.
Indeed, the international community over many decades, I have come to appreciate that leadership is never simply about occupying an office or a high office. It is about judgment, about integrity, humility, and the ability to bring people together in moments of challenge. And challenges we have seen and continue seeing. Those qualities cannot be improvised. They must be cultivated over time.
Dr. Jide Okeke, Director UNDP Regional Program for Africa, noted that the Academy will help increase women's participation in political leadership across the continent, noting that the experience has shown women make significant contributions to national development when given the opportunity to lead.
Evidence from across the world, when women lead, communities prosper. You're able to promote peace. You're able to drive sustainable security. It is the economics and the incentives for women leadership that is far more important than the idea that we are trying to promote an initiative for tokenism. I think this is important to note. I think the second point around your question is, how do we want to do this? This is a continental initiative. That is why we are not, even though it is right for us to do this in Rwanda, we brought fellows from 31 countries, including from the Caribbean. It is unprecedented, right? And the reason why we are doing this is so that we can really promote this experiential learning across the continent, whether it's Rwanda, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Ghana or elsewhere. They are all coming here to learn, to exchange, and to build this solidarity that is needed.
Francis Gatari, president of the African School of Governance, ASG, added that launching the academy in Rwanda provides an opportunity for participants to learn from Rwanda's experience in promoting gender equality and women's representation in governance.
We all know that there is an underrepresentation of women in political leadership across the continent. And so this initiative is an opportunity to bridge the gap and narrow the difference between men and women representation in political decision making. And so as a school, it's a great opportunity for us to exercise our mandate, which is educational, but also to exercise our mandate, which is to train a new generation of leaders, men and women who have a certain mindset that is committed to transforming their countries and their communities.
The inaugural cohort of the African Academy for Women in Political Leadership brought together 40 women leaders from 31 African countries, including ministers, members of parliament, and mayors. 2 of the participants are from Rwanda. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa has begun consultations here in Rwanda to gather input for a regional artificial intelligence policy and regulatory framework. William Evans Mutabazi with the details.
Artificial intelligence is gaining ground in Rwanda, with applications expanding across sectors, including healthcare and public services. The country adopted its national AI policy in 2023 and says the COMESA consultations are an opportunity to share its progress while learning from other member states.
As you know, Rwanda has had an AI policy since 2023 and have been implementing we've been implementing under that policy several initiatives which you may have seen in both in the media and other fora that you've been part of. One of the key things that we look forward to getting from this COMESA consultative engagement is to be able to understand, because as COMESA, under this particular program, they're going to different countries that are member states of COMESA, discussing about AI, trying to create a harmonized policy at the COMESA level. So what we try to do is, as Rwanda, we'll share our experiences. We'll also share some of the where we are in terms of implementation, and we look forward to also understanding how the experience of other countries and what they are going through.
COMESA says Rwanda is the third country consulted after Kenya and Zambia as it assesses AI readiness and digital inclusion across member states. The findings will help shape a common regional policy and regulatory framework.
Zambia and Kenya, they are there. They are trying to build. Zambia's got an AI strategy, but they don't have yet the other frameworks. But there's an AI strategy there, we are told. Yeah, but they are also trying to come up. We are going to see the readiness of Rwanda. Then we'll compare with what other countries are doing. Then this one will be an input now to the study, which we are going to develop. Yeah, now that study now will lead to us to develop the regional frameworks and strategies, which will be covering the whole COMESA region.
The regional bloc says the framework will also address issues such as cybersecurity, affordability and digital access to support the responsible adoption of AI. Following consultations in Rwanda, COMESA will continue engagements with other member states before finalizing a regional AI strategy and regulatory framework expected next year.
The mining of coltan and cassiterite has continued to improve the livelihoods of residents in Chato sector, Nyamasheke district. That's in the Western province. More than 100 people have secured permanent employment through such mining activities. However, investors in the sector say poor road infrastructure remains a major challenge, delaying the transportation of the minerals to markets. Nora Gladys with more.
Murambi Cell in Chato sector is currently the area with the largest deposits of coltan in the district. It is home to the Huzimbaraga Cooperative, which carries out licensed mining operations. The cooperative provides permanent employment to 126 workers engaged in various activities, creating significant economic benefits for employees and their families. As part of its commitment to protecting children's rights and preventing child labor in mining areas, the cooperative has established a nursery school for the children of its employees. The school currently cares for 97 children while their parents are at work. Each month, the Huzimbaraga Cooperative extracts approximately 6 tons of coltan and cassiterite. In 2025, it generated more than 100 million Rwandan francs in revenue. The cooperative's president, Claude Simbikangwa, says the proceeds from mining have helped improve the livelihoods of both members and employees, while also enabling continued investment in expanding operations and protecting the environment. Despite increasing production, poor road infrastructure remains a significant obstacle. Simbikangwa says damaged roads often prevent a cooperative from transporting minerals to market on time.
There are times when heavy rains make the roads completely impassable, and we can go as long as 2 weeks without transporting our minerals because bridges and other road infrastructure become unstable.
The mayor of Nyamasheke district, Narcisse Mopenzi, acknowledges that road conditions remain a challenge. However, he says that as resources become available, the district will continue to prioritize the construction and rehabilitation of roads that are critical to economic activities in order to better serve residents and investors.
We improve roads based on the financial resources available. When selecting roads for rehabilitation, we first give priority to those with the greatest need. We are aware that many more roads still require upgrading, especially given our district's hilly terrain and the challenging topography.
Rwanda continues to rank among the world's leading producers of coltan, with 22% of the global coltan supplying originating from the country. Rwanda also now has a mineral processing plant that adds value to the resource before export. Chato is the only one of Nyamasheke district's 15 sectors with significant deposits of both coltan and cassiterite.
As part of implementing the government's housing development policy, Gatsibo district in the eastern province has begun developing new residential sites aimed at promoting orderly urban planning, improving access to infrastructure and attracting investment. The district has identified 146 residential sites with development initially focusing on those located in urban centers. Enora Gladys once more.
The second Kabarore and Karenge residential sites in Kabarore sector, home to Gatsibo district's administrative town, are among the first to undergo development. Work is already underway to construct roads, subdive plots, and prepare corridors for other essential infrastructure. Residents say that beyond attracting investment to the rapidly growing town, the development of these residential sites will also increase the value of their land. Since the Gatsibo District Master Plan was approved by the Cabinet at the end of 2025, the district has received a significant increase in applications for construction permits, particularly in urban centers such as Kabarore, Kiramuruzi, and Ngarama. According to district authorities, this growing demand prompted the decision to accelerate the development of residential sites to prevent unplanned settlements and disorderly construction.
This is a long-term solution that will be implemented progressively, depending on people's understanding and financial capacity. As you know, some approved construction methods now allow residents to use affordable materials, provided they apply quality finishing. As people's capacity improves, unplanned housing will gradually disappear.
Over the past 2 months, residential sites covering more than 50 hectares in Kabarore's urban area have entered the development phase, with similar works expected to expand to other parts of the district. However, some residents say the development works have damaged parts of their property and are calling for compensation. The mayor of Gatsibo district, Richard Gasana, assured affected residents that their concerns will be addressed. Under Gatsibo district's new land use and development master plan, 146 residential sites have been officially designated. Some are already occupied, while others, including the newly designated sites, are now being developed. District authorities are urging all landowners within these residential sites to comply with the approved master plan and building regulations to ensure well-planned and sustainable housing development.
That's it for now, for the news anyway, so I'll leave you, but I'll be back again soon. Until next time, goodbye.